Verse 8. Let us go over the translation in the NIV. The NIV reads, "We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, about the troubles we experienced in the province of Asia. We were under great pressure, far beyond our ability to endure, so that we despaired of life itself." Okay, let's analyze slightly the passage. For, we have a postpositive guard. For, thelomen. Thelomen is the present active indicative of thelon, desire. This is in the first person plural. We desire. With the negative not. We do not desire. The present tense is progressive. At this moment, they do not desire. Active voice. Paul and his team produces the action of the verb, and the indicative mood is his desire to know about something, and that is the sufferings that they went through. Functioning, here's the principle of verse 6. If we are suffering, if we are afflicted, it is for your comfort and deliverance. If we are comforted, it is for your comfort, which operates in the sphere of the patient endurance of the same sufferings which we also are suffering. He is fulfilling the function. Now he's about to tell them about their own sufferings. Now Paul is not being arrogant here and telling them, "Oh, I've gone through this, I've gone through that," so that you can know and so you can see how great I am. Not at all. He is fulfilling the principle of verse 6 and 7 by comforting them. He's telling them that just as they are suffering, the Corinthians, those who are advancing, Paul also was suffering even to the point of death. So he's not being cocky, arrogant, such as those people that just want to go on and tell them, give you the life story, or right away they say, "Oh, you don't know me, you don't know me." You correct them and they say, "You don't know me, you don't know what I've been through." That's arrogance. But here Paul does it for an edification purpose. He's about to edify them. For we do not desire humas, accusative direct object of su, y'all, and then there's an infinitive. We do not desire that y'all, agnoein, present active infinitive of agnoeo. This is from which the word agnostic derives from, agnoein. And this, we do not want you to be ignorant. The NIV translated uninformed, and that's correct. We're just going to go with ignorant. Ignorant brothers, adelphoi, members of the royal family of God. By the way, this is the present tense, present, continuous present, active voice. The Corinthians, they need to know this. So Paul doesn't want them to produce the action of the verb of being ignorant about their sufferings. And the infinitive, this is the infinitive of purpose. To be ignorant, brothers, members of the royal family of God. Huper plus theis thlipseos. We have the same word again here, thlipsis. And again, thlipsis is all the mental suffering, all the things that cause you misery, that cause you pain, all together at the same time. Here in this case, with Paul, there were sufferings and sufferings to the point of death. We're going to see that right now. We do not want you to be ignorant concerning our sufferings, on behalf of our sufferings. Afflictions. I'm going to translate afflictions. Haimon, possessive genitive, haimon. Concerning our afflictions, our afflictions. And then we have a genitive here that points back to its antecedent, another genitive, theis thlipseos. And it's going to be a relative pronoun, which, but look, it's a participle, so it's an articular participle, which fell on us, which became, which, I'm having a hard time, which took place, which happened, yes, which happened. This is ginomai, aorist active participle. In the aorist tense, this is the constitutive aorist, collecting all the suffering into one totality. Which happened to us we have N plus the dative of location of Asia, in Asia, the province of Asia. We're not talking about Central Asia and Eastern Asia all the way over here. We're talking about the province of Asia. This was called the province of Asia in the Roman Empire. So again, for we do not want you, we do not desire y'all to be ignorant, brothers, about our sufferings, about our afflictions, which happened in Asia. And now he's about to explain hoti of content. That, and now look, where is it? Here's the main verb. We're going to look for the main verb to make this easy. Hebareiteimen. And this is the aorist passive indicative of pareo. And this means that we were pressed, weighed down, burdened. This is from which we get the word barometer, to weigh the atmospheric pressure. Pareo. We were pressed down. The aorist tense, this is a constantive aorist, collecting all the suffering into one totality. The passive voice, Paul and his team receives the action of the verb of receiving this weighing down of pressure, of suffering. And the indicative mood is for the reality of Paul's suffering. That we were pressed down beyond measure, above measure, out of measure. And then we have kata plus hyperbolein, according to beyond measure. According to beyond measure. And then we have hyper, and this is plus the accusative of dunamis. And this is not hyper plus genitive, this is above, literally hyper, upper, hyper, above power. And so this is an idiom. It reads something like that we were pressed beyond, pressed out of measure, beyond our human ability, beyond human power. In modern English, we read it that we were pressed way beyond our human ability, human power. What translation did I have here? Verse 9. For we do not want you to be ignorant, brothers, concerning on sufferings which came to pass in Asia, that we were pressed out of measure, exceedingly beyond human power. That's how I put it. Exceedingly beyond human power. In other words, this situation is one of those where you cannot use your human solutions and all your intelligence and your rhetoric and your great IQ and your great speaking abilities to get out of a situation and your money and your beauty and your looks, etc. They're not going to help out in this. God does it on purpose so that you can have no human solutions, so that you can run out of human resources to the point that you only rely on his solutions, divine solutions. That we were pressed out of measure, exceedingly beyond our human power. And then hoste, which means result, so that, we're going to translate it in as much, but let's go with so that for now. So that, exaporeteina. This is the aorist passive infinitive of exaporeo. This is a compound word. It's ex plus a plus poreo. Poreo means to go. A poreo means to have no way out. Ex a poreo teina means that you are beyond hope, beyond any help. You have lost all hope to live. And we're going to translate it in as much as we despaired. So we have hemas here, the accusative, but this with the infinitive functions as the subject. That we despaired, kai, even, and then here's another infinitive here, zain, present active infinitive of zao. That we were despaired even to live. In other words, they're in a situation that's where they cannot use their solutions at all, to the point that they have to rely entirely upon divine solutions. They're about to die. So we have a translation here, verse 8. For we do not want you to be ignorant, brothers, concerning our sufferings which came to pass in Asia, that we were pressed out of measure, exceedingly beyond human power, inasmuch as we despaired even to live. Taran. And this is one of those situations where he has to put you where all your human resources are exhausted and you have nothing to survive. And if you're a bullheaded like me, you need one of those situations, because if you're in the suffering, you're once in a while, or maybe a lot, you're going to resort to your human solutions. But God puts you in a situation where you have no human solutions at all. You're going to have to rely entirely upon his divine solutions. You're pretty much forced to use the divine solutions. Okay, we can continue with the first finish.